All right, let's talk Last of Us, man. And okay, to do this, we have a very special guest this time. He's a good friend of ours. You've probably seen him on the show before.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, well, we have another special guest on the show. Good friend of ours, kind of a jack of all trades in the film and podcast industry. He does it all. Mr. Michael Tula. What's up, my brother? Very good to have you. This makes me feel like old times here. Love talking to you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, we're here to talk some Last of Us episode 3, The Path. What'd you think, Troy? I want to ask you first, since you're the non-gamer here.
Fuck you. I am a gamer. I just haven't played that game.
Okay,
But
you know what I mean. You know what I mean, bro. You know what I mean.
yeah.
You haven't played
Definitely.
these games.
No, I have not played these games. Definitely a slower pace than the last episode, which was fucking balls to the wall. It was good, man. I dug it. I wish I'm kind of jumping to the end here a little bit, but I really wanted that guy, the kitchen guy, to kind of go with them. I thought it'd be cool if he would have gone with them on the instead of just trading rifles. I was like, this could be cool, man, because they had that friction before, and I thought it could be a cool opportunity for them to kind of, I don't know, have some more layers per se,
Yeah.
but then they wouldn't have that little moment in the tent, you know. So
Yeah. Hey,
we'll
hey,
see.
hey, ho. Which that was a good addition because that doesn't happen in the game with that guy. So that was
No?
that was an interesting addition.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that little.
it happens, but not in that way. You know, he
Yeah, that's
offers
what
a
I'm in that particular way.
steak
Yeah.
sandwich, baby, or something like that. He gives him a sandwich.
What does she call them? Bigot sandwiches, I think, something like that. But yeah, that was a good scene, man. I had a great time with the episode. I really loved it. I see a lot of people on social media calling it filler, and I don't really understand what that means. I guess they just lack attention spans. But yeah, Mike, dude,
Well,
hit me.
no, but as far as the fillers comment, they didn't really progress the story very much at all. This episode, in all honesty, I mean, they had a vote and they fucking went.
Yeah,
I mean, granted, there were those people with the fucking there were those people with the fucking scars on their face, which hasn't been explained yet, which was curious.
The
yeah,
Joker
I've been,
people, yeah.
yeah.
Are
I've been
they
waiting for
are they
that.
in the game? Are they in the game?
Mm-hmm.
They are. Okay.
But I
Hopefully
don't
they
want
do
to say
something,
much. I don't
man.
want to say anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
just judging by that comment, they do something later. They do participate in some form or fashion. Okay.
Yeah, it's building up to something nice, which is what I'm looking forward to. But what about you, Mike? What'd you think of it?
I really liked it, but you know, it's this was one of the few episodes where finally Ellie was acting like Ellie,
Mm-hmm.
and the writers, in spite of the Gale scenes, which you know, she's a terrible character to have on the show because she's taking away. And I know everyone's, oh, Catherine O'Hara, I think you gotta like. All right, she's great as an actress. Yes, her character isn't because she's just taken away from the story, from the characters that we know, like Tommy, Joel, all that stuff. Like basically the first episode where Joel is basically confessing everything, talking to the audience through, you know, Gail, the character, about something, a conversation he basically should be having with Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make their relationship, because a lot of the times, you know, this season, I'm just like, oh yeah, you almost forget they're brothers if you're not too invested, or if you don't, if you almost have to remind yourself of that. And you know, that would make the loss mean more not only to us but to Tommy, and then that scene with him with Joel at the beginning of this episode would mean more to us. But they just want to have this Gale character in, and apparently in the apocalypse, you know, people, I'm not sure what percentage of the population, you know, right now can go to therapy, but apparently in the apocalypse, when there's, you know, you have to look people got time for that. I don't know. I think for me that choice was not good, especially from the narrative perspective, because you're leaving a lot on the table, and there's already too much story to get to, too many characters to focus on, and 7 episodes you got to truncate a little bit, and it seemed like they're expanding it with, you know, I guess the filler, what these people are crying about. I'm basically looking at the Gale scenes and the council scenes, and I did like the fact that we're on the journey with Ellie and Dina, even though again, the writing with Dina, I'm not a fan of either, because Ellie is the rebellious one. Ellie's the one who's kind of the outcast. Ellie's the one who's kind of trying to forge her way, and who's not going to really, for lack of respect authority or whatever the hell. She is hell bent on, and she's not going to try to convince this bullshit council of anything. She's going to go after Joel. So I didn't like that at all. I don't like how Dina is now like this plucky character who it's almost redundant of Ellie. She's supposed to be honing Ellie, her path to normalcy, her path to back down to somewhat reality. You know what I mean? Or some sort of, because she's less traumatized than Ellie. I just, those things aside, those gripes aside, I do like how they're forging on. I do like the scenes where they're kind of finally out of town, out of Jackson, and you're kind of seeing them go on this journey. You're seeing Ellie focus in. You're seeing, she's kind of hardened when she comes across the scars. It's almost like, she's turning on the I guess the Joel sensors on her or whatever the heck. Like she's back with Joel. Like the visit across the country to go to Salt Lake, she's just doing that same thing again, going to Seattle.
Yeah. No, where do you think this Gale thing's going, dude? Because like
Hopefully
I said before, she's not in the game, so I don't know what they plan
she's
on.
not in the game? She's not in the game?
No. So
I
don't
kind
know
of
what
like
they're
her
doing
character,
with her.
but I didn't play the game, so
Yeah.
I think that's the funny thing. That's why it's like you're blinded if you played the game, because you have, it's almost like if they ran the same story, particularly in part 2, you'd be getting a better version of what you're getting now. But what you're getting now could be very good too, so I don't know. So that's why it's interesting to get your take on it. And of course, she reminds you, it's almost like she could be Jamie Lee Curtis's sister on The Bear or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like there's an extension. They need to have a show with her. But the thing I can't get past too is like they try to, who the hell is this character? Like, why is everyone giving her, like, how is she giving Ellie? Oh, so Ellie can be discharged only if she's evaluated by this Gale character who's a freaking train wreck. She's drunk. She's out there at the Little League game
he's
with
drunk
a cooler.
and smoking weed all
Yeah,
the
she's in a cooler. She's like, who the hell is this chick?
Yeah.
Why does she have authority over them? And why is everyone confiding in her and all that stuff? Just let her be. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? And then I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense. And it's just, I don't know where they're going with her, but hopefully, they're kind of done with her, at least for this season. But we'll see.
Yeah.
So maybe she redeems herself. I don't know.
Is season 2 the second game, or are we still in the first game?
I
As far
heard
as timeline goes.
I heard that season 2 and season 3 are both halves of the second game. So I guess they're cutting it in half. Essentially. That's what I heard.
I mean, it's obvious that's what they're going to do, bro, because it's 4 episodes. They can't, there's too much to.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the second game's long, man. It's long. So it's like you can't fit all that into 7 episodes, bro. So even 7 episodes for half of it sounds like a stretch. But yeah, the Gale stuff, man, I'm still indifferent about that. I don't really know where they're going with that. And I think you hit it on the head, man.
It's not the best choice. To me,
she's taking
just not the best choice.
She's taken away from other characters, like you said.
And I don't like the changes that they're making to, to the other characters too that we know. Like even Maria, Tommy's wife, talking to Joel, be like, "Oh, you were once, what was it, an outsider too?" I'm like, "No, he never was. He's your husband's brother.
Yeah,
his family. What the hell are you talking about? Once an outsider?
Exactly.
No, he wasn't." And I think they're trying to force this BS of for the greater good. Oh, you should have against Ellie's will, which now all of a sudden we're throwing, a procedure out the window. It's supposed to be without Ellie's will or her consent, or disregard Joel's consent to. We're just going to run an experiment on her that we failed with all these other people that we're not going to disclose to them, hoping for a cure. When it's almost like, man, this is just like, you're just trying to be the hero. Abby's dad or whatever the hell. Like this isn't about saving people. And then obviously, if you care so much about the greater good, these people, these lying, dirtbags, we're supposed to feel bad about. They can't even walk past these scars, leave them alone. They gotta freaking obliterate them on the way back to Seattle. So it's
Mm.
like, who are we? Like, you really trying to make us feel for this, and then they're trying to make Joel, you know, even through the therapist too. Like, oh, you killed my already,
Husband.
yeah,
Yeah.
already out of the window husband. Like, you're a part of this world. You know how this works. It's like in Resident Evil. You get bit by a zombie, oh, you're a goner.
Hmm.
You gotta put him one in the head. That's just the way it is. Now you gotta get mad at this guy, and Joel, you're gonna subject yourself to you're gonna listen to this. Like, it's conflict of interest too. So it's like all these inconsistencies and stuff, and I'm just like, I wonder where they're gonna go with this. But in terms of, I feel like I'm 3 episode ranting into one, so I apologize about that. But I feel like this is the one episode where it's like the story finally got pushed in the direction where it needed to go, and away from this like greater good, and we're trying to make it seem like Abby's she's just trying to avenge. And that's another thing too. And this is the last thing I'll say is that they should not have shown us Abby until Joel basically came across her, because I feel like that gave the game away. And
Agreed.
especially the dialogue she had. We're gonna kill
Yeah.
him, and slowly. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Cringe
the
as fuck,
hell?
man.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. Like, make it more shocking. And then that basically tells us, when we don't know who this person is, anyone that you come across, they have this whole story that
Hmm.
is applicable. It's like a slice of life. They all have their own story and their struggles and all this stuff that they're bringing forward to the table too. Just like you, just like Joel that we're seeing, just like Ellie that we're seeing. Everyone has their story. Everyone has their drive. Everyone has their revenge. We don't know about it. And that's what makes it more powerful versus here's, Abby, we're going to show her crying, and she's just out for revenge, and she's going to want to do this, and that. And then you're going to see this, and that. And it's like, it's
Hmm.
not shocking. But anyway, that's just my take on that. But at least this episode, we're off to the races. And I feel like we're
Yeah.
going finally to where we need to go. Where the story is, where Last of Us 2 like kicks ass.
Hmm.
And they're up in the ante too, because now in Seattle, they're showing all the wolves,
Yeah.
in Seattle. So I don't know where the hell that, I'm sure you don't either. Like, I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
No, and I've been seeing comments on Instagram. It's kind of funny, or social media is kind of funny. They're like, where's that whole army getting all these new stitched fresh clothes at? It's kind of funny, but
And those vehicles, dude, those vehicles look brand fucking
yeah,
new.
yeah. But
They
no,
look
dude,
Well
I
maintained and everything.
I couldn't agree more, man. Because one thing I loved about the second game is when Abby's killing Joel, you don't know why. It's like, what the fuck's going on? Why's she doing this shit? And then later on, you learn about the truth about what happened. It's like that would have been so much better doing that in the show. I don't know why, like you said, I don't know why they did that up front like that. But
Well, and it's
who
good.
knows?
Well, they tried to do this talking point. Oh, in the game, you're playing her, and here you're not. Oh, who cares about that?
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
write a TV show based on it. You don't care. Oh, the game you're playing. Who cares? What's the best narrative choice to make, and make it. That's it. And then another thing too, the Owen character. Just to give Troy reference, he's the guy who's like the moral compass of the wolves of Abby's group. And I feel like they muted him too. They're muting all these characters. They mute Tommy.
Yeah,
they mute
Owen.
Owen.
Yeah, he's not a big, he's one of Abby's cohorts, right? Owen.
Yeah, he's like the bigger dude. I think he said like this ends now. It's got to stop now.
Oh,
But
okay. Yeah, he had like two lines or something.
yeah, like it's
Very
not even
minimal.
like he. I feel like they should have done him more. Just like he's basically, let's wrap this up. We gotta go. And then when Manny, who's cool, I forget if this happened in the show, but like he spit on Joel afterwards.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
did.
what the hell he told him, but like he basically cursed.
Pendejo.
Yeah, he's basically like, we're getting our freaking he's basically like gangster.
Yeah.
And then Owen's basically the guy that's like, hey, we can't kill Ellie, because Ellie was there in the game. We can't kill her. We do that. We're no better than them, blah, 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 blah. So he's like the moral compass, and that's it. So he's like the guy who understands, like, man, no one's perfect. And I feel like that they missed an opportunity for his character in that scene to add the complexity, because then he's just watching. It kind of went on for too long, and it's kind of ridiculous. She's there like punching, punching.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
yeah.
Like they should have just followed what happened in the game in that part. But,
yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was
So
perfect.
are they trying to imply that the wolves killed the Scarface people on the trail? Because I don't think that's what happened.
I think that they basically that's what happened. I'm just not sure if it was Abby's group. I think that's what they're trying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to give ambiguity to.
Interesting.
Because otherwise, it
would break their own code then. She said we were taught not to kill someone who can't defend themselves, and that whole group is very the prophet and past that. I didn't see any weapons on those guys. They're all just avoiding, other than a hammer. I mean, get the fuck out of here. So I'm sure someone will die with a hammer sometime, but
and the children too. I mean, come on, bro.
And it's a waste of ammunition. I mean, there's resources are vital, and just these people are not a threat by any means. And by your own admitted code, and previous scenes, you said we don't kill someone who can't defend themselves. However, you're gonna die, Joel. So I don't know. I thought maybe there'd be another group, but like Tula just said, maybe it's someone else in the wolves, but not there necessarily. They're their platoon, as it were. So
yeah, they're making it out. I think they're trying to make it seem like they're the, for lack of a better, and forgive me, the Star Wars. They're not the rebellion, but the
Empire.
Empire. There we
Empire.
go. So they're the guys who are, they got they got tanks, for Christ's sake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so they can smoke you any which way. I just think that the scars, they're probably, I think that they're more using religion and cult as a way to guide them. I think they kind of alluded. Weren't they in the
So they're
first?
Trumpers? Sorry.
Well, weren't they in the first season too, Zach,
No.
or no?
The
Scar people?
Seraphites?
No.
Yeah. Who
No,
were the
they weren't the-
cannibals?
Oh wait, no spoilers, man.
No, that was in the
No
first season.
spoilers, bro. What the
That was
fuck?
that was in the first season.
He's talking about what can
Wasn't there? I mean, am I tripping? The people who were being so nice to Ellie, and then they wanted to eat her.
Oh no, that was just like his own little. That was like his own little cult. No, he wasn't related.
Oh,
to them.
okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a separate cult. Apparently, there's
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
little cults in middle
Yeah,
America in the apocalypse.
yeah. I forgot about that episode. That shit was brutal, man.
I'm trying to remember. Was that like episode 2?
Remember? No, it was episode 8 when he locked her in a cage and he was going to eat her, and she saw the ear on the floor, and then she rage killed him, like killed the fuck out of him.
Episode. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good episode.
Yeah, that guy. That was a great episode. But I agree with Mike, man. I'm glad they're out of Jackson now. Now I feel like we can really propel the journey, the action. I think next episode's going to be a lot of fun.
I just feel like they're out of trouble now. Of course,
Yeah.
the addition of another thing I don't like. I mean, keep like another thing I don't like. The fact that the cordyceps are now acting like the aspen trees in the show.
Oh, yeah,
all these roots underneath and all that stuff, because it's like you don't need that, and nothing really changed. It doesn't add anything. It's just an excuse to add a bunch of CGI runners coming at you, and it just doesn't look bad. It's not. The best interactions when it's kind of intimate and close quarters and not so like grand. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like just the simpler the better.
But
Yeah.
did you
know
like
what I
the
mean?
raid on Jackson? Did you like the raid?
I did, but I did.
I did, but I didn't. Yeah.
I mean, I did. It's a cool
Lot
thing.
of
I love
eye
the
candy.
bloater's
Yeah.
awesome. The big bloater's awesome, but I'm like, they put too many on screen. I don't really believe and who actually died. Maybe if like Maria died, like Tommy's wife, and then
Yeah,
he just was
yeah.
like, all right, now he's dead. I couldn't save Joel. That's it. These guys, I'm out. So maybe,
We don't miss anybody. We don't know who died.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, all the characters are still here.
Bunch of
All the
people we used
NPCs
them.
died. Yeah,
Yeah.
random
Yeah.
people died.
So nothing
Yeah.
really happened. You know what I mean? It's just like a thing to distract. You know what I mean? So it's like nothing really happened. But and then they were running past Tommy too. Like what? Like
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
commented on that as well. I was like, "Well, they just running right
plot
past
armor.
this guy. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's cool. So that's why I was like, it was cool, but it wasn't. So I was like, I don't know. But everything else I liked about that episode. I liked Abby kind of running the whole horde, how they showed them coming at her.
That was cool with the chain link fence.
Yeah.
That was intense. I
That was like a
"Oh,
direct sequence from the games too. That shit was awesome.
Oh, really? With the fence, and she was all kind of smashed down
Yeah.
underneath it. That was
Yeah.
wild, man.
And
That
I
was
also
cool.
liked how it was almost close where Joel wanted to go back to protect the village.
Hmm.
And it was like, man, he was that close to just making the right decision, and he didn't. And he should have just made the coach's call to go back. But then we'd have no season.
Yeah.
We'd have no show.
Pretty much, man. Do you think? What do you think about their decision to? And this isn't a spoiler, but in the game, Troy, Tommy leaves first, and then Ellie and Dina follow to Seattle.
Oh, really?
But in the show, it looks like they just up and left, and I don't know if he secretly left before them, and they're going to reveal it later, or
No,
if
he didn't.
in another
I think he's
episode
going to show
gonna
up.
decide
I think he's
leave.
going to follow them. I think they're going to meet up. I think he's going to be there, and I suspect that dude who's been training Ellie with all the hand-to-hand combat's going to be there too. I suspect those two guys will find them somewhere
Jesse?
somehow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
It's cool to hear your predictions from not knowing what happens.
No, I have no idea. I think they're going to show up. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the preview
he
for next
is.
episode.
You're
It looks
saying so
fun.
he is.
I ain't saying shit, brother.
I mean,
Okay, good.
dude,
Don't-
Troy's an actor. He gets his stuff. You read the script, you understand. Yes, I mean,
Trying.
otherwise, why are they going to introduce them? Why are they going to introduce these characters? I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
something has that. Or either that, or they're going to stay in Jackson forever and defend Jackson. They're just going to keep their ass in Jackson.
No.
We have more therapist scenes.
It's a spinoff.
Yeah, I want to see what happened to her husband and how all that.
I don't
went
think we ever will. Now that Joel's dead, there's no opportunity for.
Well, they cast Joe Pantoliano as him, so he's got to have a big part.
Oh, that's going to be. He's going to be great. He's going to be great.
Yeah,
But that's another change. I wish it was still in the library because now it's a convenience store.
oh
Because
yeah, yeah.
God, what's his name? Gail's husband,
Eugene.
Eugene. Yeah, because you seem like a cool character. He's in a library. It's the apocalypse. There's no, what the hell else are you gonna do? It's like your Burgess Meredith in that Twilight Zone episode. You got all these books, all this time. All this time to read the books. He's got I think he had like the PlayStation set up too. He had the whole pot factory in the basement.
Mhm.
It's a cooler place versus like a convenience store, and it's just like, all right. I mean, it's
Yeah.
only what the hell can you do there? It's like there's only so much, only so busy your
Yeah.
mind. You can keep your mind there.
Yeah, that was a choice to change it to a gas station.
But
But
he'll
yeah,
be
I mean-
awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was great having Ralph in the show. So to answer your question, Troy, I think at some point maybe we'll get a whole episode of what happened to him. I don't know,
Really? Okay.
maybe.
Well, as much emphasis as they're putting on that character, their therapist. I mean, I can see why they might do that
Yeah,
because she is interesting. But I agree with Tula about like, why are you guys confiding in this chick who's obviously probably not handling it as well as everybody else? It looks like she's
Yeah.
the fucking needs therapy, dude.
She's handling it the
I'm
worst.
serious. Yeah, and she's admittedly like, hey man, I'm fucking just drunk and stoned all the time. That's how I deal with it.
I love that. I love that
And
shit.
she has her Ben Kenobi moment where she's like, "Oh, well, then what are you afraid of?" And it's like, "Oh my god, dude, it's a little ridiculous."
Yeah, and that scene with her and Ellie in the hospital was kind of like, whatever.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
just,
it made no sense.
The show is too good, especially from the first season. It's too good to be, and they teach you this in screenwriting 101. Just show us, don't tell us. They're telling too much.
Yep.
They're doing too
Yep.
much telling. Just show us.
So did season one, was that accurate to the game for the most part? Give me a percentage of both your perceptions of how accurate it was to the game
To the
for
T,
season one.
to the
Yeah.
T, except for the cordyceps on the in the ground acting as live roots and one organism crap. Everything
Yeah.
else is pretty much spot on.
Really?
At least from what I
Yeah.
remember, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, about 95% for the most
Wow.
part.
Okay.
Yeah. Beat for beat. I mean, there's little things here, like here and there, but nothing major. Nothing major like that's going on in season 2. So
Yeah, season two is like what, 50% or 60, or I mean, definitely
Yeah.
different.
Like storyline A, they're following to the T, and then everything underneath is kind of like
yeah.
I
It's
don't
like the
know.
foundation is same. It's like the foundation is same, but the bricks and the woodwork is getting put on differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay. I'm enjoying
But either
it.
way,
I
yeah.
dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, I
too.
thought this episode was like the first one where it's like everyone was doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so the episode I really liked Ellie the most. I guess that's why I like this episode the most. You know, she wasn't this annoying character, and and Dina, why is she lying to the council? Like, what incentive do you have to lie to the council about Ellie saying that she saw a stalker? And how outlandish is that? Do we know all iterations of these mutants and zombies? No, we don't. You know what I mean? So it's like, how is that such an outlandish thing of her to say? I guess it's justifying going in there, but in the store, but it's like, why is that outlandish? And then why is Dina being this rebel and lying to the count? Like, what? I don't know. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah. I got you.
Aside
Man.
from
Yeah,
those things,
I
this was
forgot
a
all
good
about
episode.
that. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
They
I
gotta
don't
expand
understand
on-
it. Yeah, I didn't get that. I know you were mentioning too. They were kind of being on the first episode. They're kind of like willy nilly and almost
yeah, they're
running
being-
errands.
They're just being, oh, dude, it bothered me. I was like, this is a zombie apocalypse, and you're being so nonchalant about,
Yeah.
fuck it. I'll just go in here. I mean, because like, yeah, you're immune to the disease supposedly, but you can still bleed out or fucking break your neck, or whatever.
This
So
is
you're
still
not-
life and death, and I think all
Exactly.
the characters,
Yeah,
it's always
exactly.
life and death. It's the real situations there. Everyone's ready. That's why you like everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like now this is like, Last of Us CW, the 100,
Right. Right.
spin-off. Like, what's going on here? But I think they got back on track this episode. That's why I kind of liked it.
So
I was going to ask your predictions, but you guys have played the game, so I'll just share mine then. I think that Tommy and what's the other guys, the hand-to-hand guy, trainer guy?
Jesse.
I think Tommy and Jesse are going to show up in this next episode before they actually get into the city, because otherwise the wolves would fuck those two kids up.
Mhm.
They're just literally on a big fucking horse going down the fucking street, dude. They're not being cautious about anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Well-
hope that's what happened. That sounds cool.
Thanks for joining us, brother. And either way, we'll get you on the next video too, because I want to keep hearing your thoughts on the show as well. So
My
love it, man.
rants. I'll be done
Yes, sir.
ranting.